So starting sitting, feel free to adjust your knees, legs, however you need to. If you're comfortable closing eyes, I invite you to do so. And let's just take a couple deep breaths in and out. If you're able to breathe in through the nose and out through nose or mouth, sometimes that's a lovely way to find our breath. Just begin to notice how your body feels this morning. Giving yourself permission today as we go through class to let go of any expectations you might have for yourself, let go of any judgment, just accepting what comes this morning. Hey, it's a win that you're on the mat. And let's take a pause to just tune into all the sounds around us. Maybe we choose to hear some sounds and not others. Which almost metaphorically speaking, probably with our day-to-day lives, we have that opportunity to do also. And then from here, feel free to open eyes if they're still closed. And let's take an inhale and just reach the arms overhead. Take a nice big stretch upward and then exhale back down. One more time like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. This time we'll reach up overhead and add a gentle twist to your left, my right. And let's just hold this position and breathe here for a moment. And now twisting back overhead with the arms and to the other side. Breathing and holding here. Maybe it feels the same as the other side, or maybe it feels different. Just observing. And then back overhead. Let's take arms to heart center here, drawing shoulder blades down and away from the ears. Just kind of feel those blades engage a little bit. And then we can place the arms in front of us and just kind of walk forward any amount. I know this might feel a little stiff this morning still. Take a couple breaths here. And then we can walk on back. And let's change the cross of the legs. So remember which one was in front and just change them. Same thing here, just walking our way forward any amount. You may notice you just went further or less after changing the cross of your legs. And then back up. And we'll take a couple cat and cow in our seated position. So arms to your knees, and then let's just round the spine. And then lift the spine. So as we breathe in, we're lengthening. And then as we breathe out, we're rounding. Feel free to move at your own pace here. Nice deep breath in. And then from here, let's go ahead and shift on towards hands and knees. So finding your way to hands and knees, feel free, you can pad your knees with by folding over the mat if you want a little extra padding. So from hands and knees, we can find that cat and cow again here. On the inhale, dropping the navel down. On the exhale, rounding the spine. Begin to connect tailbone all the way up to the neck, the top of the spine. Maybe it feels nice to do a little side to side movement here. So kind of taking the spine into a C shape and then a backwards C shape. And then let's find our first child's pose. Knees can come wide, heels together, and we're gonna sit the hips back. Feel free to rest on your forearms if you're taking care of shoulders, or you can reach the fingertips forward. Either way, if we're taking care of knees or hips, at any point we can keep the hips higher if that feels better too. Engaging with our breath here. Let's take a deep breath in, expanding out the back part of the rib cage. A nice long exhale. One more like that. Deep breath in, expanding out the back of the rib cage. And a nice long exhale. Nice work. Let's rise to find hands and knees, and then we're gonna just tuck our toes for a moment and take a little toe stretch. So we're just sitting the hips back towards those tucked toes, yes. And you're kind of pressing the floor away from the hands. If this doesn't feel good on the toes, that's okay. You can keep your feet pointed. We're just kind of finding that toe stretch there. And then let's rock forward and we'll find down dog. So lifting the hips, pressing the floor away from the hands. And take a moment in this down dog to pedal your heels, one and then the other, stretching out the calf, the Achilles tendon, taking any wiggles that feel good in this down dog. Spreading fingertips wide here so we have a nice distributed pressure through our hands. And now let's walk the feet towards the hands. When you run out of space, just keep the knees bent a little bit more, and then powering through the feet. Let's rise up to standing. Inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, folding forward. And find a moment to hang here. Let the hamstrings relax, let the neck release. Always feel free to bend the knees as feels good. We're gonna find a chair position here. So just sinking into a knee bent position. Arms can be in front or heart center or overhead. And then from here, we're gonna fold forward and reach the arms behind us as you straighten the knees. Maybe the arms interlace, maybe they don't. Either way, it's okay. Find a nice shoulder stretch here. And then let's bend the knees and find chair again. Reaching the arms forward or keeping them at heart center. Feeling grounded through both feet. And now all the way to stand. Let's shimmy the feet together. And then we'll take a side bend towards your right. Just reaching over. Finding a nice stretch down the left side of your body. And back to center. Let's go to the other side. And back to center. Arms to heart center, and let's fold forward. Taking a halfway lift here. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. We're gonna step your left leg back, and we'll make a transition to our high lunge here. So as we do that, draw your inner thighs towards each other to help with stability, making this transition almost as important as the end point. Awesome. Reaching fingertips tall, finding that nice long line down the back leg. Breath in and breath out. Arms to heart center. Reaching down towards floor here. Let's plant the right arm, and we can lift the left arm for a twist. Or excuse me, your right arm, your left arm. I think I've got us all confused, don't I? Yeah, that's all right. Go your left arm and then your right arm is what it should be. Thank you. That's what happens when I face you. And then let's untwist. Awesome. Stepping back to plank. We can always take hands and knees down if we want to keep our knees down for this transition. Good, so feeling strong through plank, breathing in and breathing out. Then we'll press back to down dog and take a nice gentle stretch, reaching the heels towards the ground. And now let's walk the feet towards the hands, bending through the knees, rising to stand. Inhale, overhead lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time your right leg will step back. And we'll make that transition up towards our high lunge. Drawing in our thighs towards each other. Nice and strong here. Feeling that back leg straight as it wants to go. Tuning into our breath here. And then arms to heart center. This time your right arm will come down, your left arm will lift for the twist, if you choose. And let's untwist. We'll step back to plank again. Feel free to join, yep. And from our plank position, always feel free to take your knees down if you prefer. And then back to down dog. Let's take a breath in and a breath out here. Walking our feet towards our hands, soft through the knees. Let's rise to standing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, folding forward. And we're going to build off of this routine a little bit. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping your left leg back. Let's rise up to find our high lunge. Good. From this high lunge, if it feels okay, we'll have you twist towards your right. So we're going to keep our legs forward, but we're taking a gentle twist with the upper body. And then back up to center. Arms to heart center, we're reaching down. So your left arm is down and we'll take the twist with your right arm. I think you have the wrong leg in front. That's why I messed you up with my first mess up. You got it. And then let's untwist, placing both hands down and step back to plank. Always feel free to take those knees down. Your body, your choice. Good. So we're going to spin from here onto your left arm for a side plank. And side plank, you can take that left knee down if you prefer. Yes. And then back through center and over to the other side. Same options here. If you'd like to take that bottom knee down, you can. And back through center. Let's press back up to down dog and take a pause here. Breath in and out. Let's take a couple breaths here. Just notice your body, notice how things are feeling. Give yourself permission to change things as you need to for your body. And now let's walk the feet towards the hands. Soft through the knees. Let's rise up to stand. Inhale, overhead lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And now stepping your left leg back. Let's rise to find the high lunge. Breath in and breath out. Feeling that nice long pause, nice long stretch. Arms to heart center. Reaching down. We're going to come onto a balance on your right leg. So take a little leg lift with that left leg lifting. And then we'll step left leg in to meet right leg. And then from here, step your right leg back. And we're rising to high lunge. Breath in, breath out. And then we're going to take our twist now towards your left. So the legs stay strong, hips stay forward. And then back to center, arms to heart center, reaching down for the ground. You can plant your right arm, take a twist with the left arm. And we're untwisting. Let's step back to our plank. And then from plank, we can go onto your right arm for side plank, any variation that you would like to do. And back through center, over to the other side. And back through center, pressing back to down dog. Let's take a couple breaths here. Checking in with the body. And then we can walk our feet towards our hands, soft through the knees. Let's rise up to standing. Inhale, overhead lift. Exhale, folding forward. Let's add a halfway lift here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping your right leg back. We'll rise up to find that high lunge. Arms to heart center. We can reach forward now for the ground and take a little leg lift on that right leg lifting and your left leg standing. And then we're drawing righty in to meet lefty. Soft through knees, and let's rise to stand. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms to heart center. Let's just pause here. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, I invite you to do so. Taking in the sounds around you, noticing your body physically and mentally, checking in. And then from here, if eyes are closed, we can open our eyes. Let's root through your right leg, and we'll take a leg lift with your left knee lifting in front. Finding a moment of balance here. Strong through your right thigh. And now we'll step that left leg back to find warrior one. So in that warrior one, the back heel can be down, front knee can be bent. Letting the shoulders sink away from the ears here. And now let's swivel towards the pool to find warrior two. So bending that right knee, you got it. Left knee is straight. From warrior two, let's reverse the warrior. Your left arm down, right arm lifts. And back through warrior two. Now we'll take right elbow towards thigh for that side angle. Left arm lifts. And then back through, let's find our warrior two. We can straighten your right knee and then turn palms up and shift to your right and down for triangle. And now bend the right knee. Let's come back up to find warrior two. Awesome job. Arms to heart center. You're going to pivot around to face the front here. So lift that left heel, pivot around, reaching down. Now let's take a hip stretch. So hold that position. I'm going to flip myself around here. And we're just taking a nice hip stretch here. We can take the back knee and lower it. Maybe take both arms to the inside of your right leg and just let that knee kind of fall out a little bit. Still feeling long through the spine. And then we can draw the knee back towards midline. We'll take the right arm on the outside of that leg and then just shift your way back a little, straightening your front knee, towards that back knee. Any amount, maybe it works to pump the ankle up and down a little bit. Maybe wiggle that right leg in and out. Any little movements that feel good there. And then we're gonna re-bend your right knee, bring your foot a little closer in. We can tuck that back toe and just step right on up. And all the way to stand, inhale, lift. Exhale, arms to heart center. And this time rooting through your left foot. Let's lift your right knee up, finding a moment of balance. And then we'll step your right leg back to find warrior one. Reaching arms up, fingertips lengthening, breath in and breath out. And then we're going to swivel towards your right to find warrior two, and your left knee will be bent and then your right knee will be straight. Awesome. Pressing your left thigh outward. Feeling a nice long line from fingertip to fingertip, so we just get that nice opening across the chest. Then let's reverse the warrior. Right arm down, left arm lifts. And now back through warrior two. Let's shift into our side angle. Left elbow towards left thigh, right arm reaches tall. And then back up to warrior two. Let's straighten your left knee. We can turn palms up, shift left and down for triangle. And now rebend your left knee back to warrior two. Arms to heart center. I'm going to have you guys pivot around towards facing me. And we'll reach down for that deep squat type position, deep lunge, not a squat. And just let the hips sink. We can take that back knee down. If you want to take both hands on the inside of your left knee, feel free. Just letting that knee fall out towards the side. And And then we can reach the arm on the outside of your left leg, and we'll just shift back, straightening the left knee any amount. And feel free to take any movements here that feel good, either with the ankle or the whole leg. Nice work. And then we'll just bend that left leg a little closer. And we can tuck the back toe and step forward. And rising up to stand. Inhale, overhead lift. Exhale, arms to heart center. Take a pause here. Breathe in, breathe out. Just notice your body. And then if eyes are closed, I invite you to open them. We'll move into a little bit more with our balance. And so rooting through your left leg, let's take a figure 4 outer hip stretch. So we'll lift your right knee and then cross the leg over. And then we're going to sit the hips back. Don't mind the bird above you. Good, so this is a tough one to sometimes balance in. Feel free if you want to relocate and hold on to a wall or a tree, you can. And then let's slowly make our way back to 2 feet and onto the other side. So onto your right leg, crossing your left over your right. And then sitting the hips back. So finding length through the spine here. We hinge at the hips. We're long through the spine. And finding a spot to focus on a little bit in front of your mat can be quite helpful. And then let's slowly unwind there. Let's take an inhale, overhead reach. Exhale, arms to heart center, and let's sink into a chair position. We can shimmy the feet together if that works for you. And then option to hold chair here, or if you'd like to take a little balance and lift your heels, you can. And then we can slowly lower the heels back down. Let's rise up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms to heart center. We're gonna have another go around at that figure 4. So rooting through your left leg, we can lift your right knee, taking it and crossing it over. Again, feel free to relocate if you want to find a wall. Sitting the hips back. And we'll have the option to add on to this in a moment. So just noticing here, feeling grounded through your left foot. If you need to tap down at any point, no worries. Then we're going to take this into a warrior 3. So we're straightening your left knee and slowly reaching your right leg back behind you. And it might feel nice to kind of spread those wings a little bit for the warrior 3, or you can reach down and use the floor for support as an option too here. So feel free to explore whatever feels best. And then we're bringing the leg in and giving that left leg a good shake. Onto the other side, rooting through your right leg. Let's lift the left knee. We'll cross it over and take that initial figure 4. And then we can take your left leg and reach it behind you, finding warrior 3, giving yourself permission to tap down or to change this as you would like to. And then we're reaching the left leg in, to meet the right leg. Good work. Give your standing leg a little bit of a wiggle. Take a couple of shoulder shrugs here. Just let the head and neck relax. Let's take an inhale, overhead reach. Nice long stretch of the spine here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back one leg at a time, let's find our down dog. And just notice if this down dog is feeling a little looser than it did at the beginning of class. And now we're going to shift forward towards plank, but if you'd like to take your knees down for this transition, you can. Eventually, we're going to make our way onto belly. And so either with knees down, lowering, or lowering from plank. From our belly here, let's take a little tightening through our belly muscles. And then we're going to take our cactus arms, so arms out to the sides, and you're feeling the shoulder blades pull together and downward, and a little tuck of the chin here as the upper body is lifting. Yes. So the lower body can be on the ground if you'd like to. We're doing a little strengthening for between the shoulder blades here. Then we'll slowly take the arms in front, like Superman style, with the thumbs angled up. And then back towards cactus arms. And now keep straightening the elbows so pinky ends up by your hips. You got it. And then we're turning this into a locust. So now we can lift upper and lower body. Chin stays tucked slightly. And then feel free to rest your body, turn your head to a side of choice, and just pause and breathe for a moment. Feeling the surface underneath your belly as you're breathing, just feeling the pressure of the bottom side of your body in contact with the surface. And then from here, we'll take a little stretch. So let's take your right arm out towards the side, and your left arm can plant by you here. And then, and I'm actually going to do the same side as you so I don't get you all turned around here. Then from here, we're going to lift your left leg and roll over towards the long side of your arm. Yes, there you go. And then if it works, you can place that left foot down on the floor a little bit. Yep. So we're taking just a nice, gentle little stretch here. And then let's unroll back to middle and then change. So again, I'm doing the same side as you, not mirroring you. So left arm is out, your right arm is bent. Lift your right leg, bend the knee, and take a twist. And then we're untwisting. From here, we're going to press back up and we'll find our down dog. Take your time moving into this down dog. Take a few little pedaling motions with the foot if that feels good, with the feet. Take any other wiggles that might feel good here. We're going to take another outer hip stretch. And so on the inhale, let's have you lift your right leg behind you. And then we're going to draw that leg forward, setting us up for pigeon. So we draw the leg all the way forward, placing it down. The other option, if this doesn't work for your knees or hips, is to do this on your back, you guys. But I think everybody's here. Once we're here, you can stay elevated or you can come down on forearms, whatever feels best. And then you can slowly make your way back upright. Press into your hands, tuck your back toe, and that will give you space to lift and unwind that right leg back to down dog. Good. Then let's lift your left leg, and we'll draw that knee in and set up for the other side for pigeon here. And then we can slowly make our way back upright. We'll tuck that back toe, press into your hands. That way you have space to bring your left leg back. And we'll just take a big breath in, sighing it out the mouth in this down dog. I feel like we need another breath like that. So one more. And then let's slowly lower the legs, and we're gonna find our way to a seated position with your left leg out towards the side and your right leg tucked in. So finding one leg out towards the side and then a tall spine here, lengthening through your spine. And then reaching towards your left leg with your left arm. Your right arm can just gently rest on your thigh, or it can reach up and over. And now let's unwind, and we'll change the we'll change the leg that's straight and bring your left leg in. Finding length through the spine again, so we kind of set up that equal pressure through the sit bones, and then reaching for the leg that's out straight. Up and around with that other arm if you choose. Just enjoying that nice side body stretch. And maybe a hamstring stretch, inner thigh stretch, or maybe all of the above. And then let's unwind. We'll take both legs out to the sides, finding length through your body here. This might be enough of a stretch for you, totally fine. Or if you have a little bit more mobility available this morning, you can always lean forward into that. Using our breath here, breathing into areas that we're feeling stretching. We want to make sure that we're not pushing too far into these stretches, that we're just really allowing energy to flow, letting the connective tissues and the nervous system respond to our breath. And then let's find our way back upright, and we can shift onto our back. On your back, let's take the right leg and cross it over the left. So if you're lying on your back, have your right leg cross over your left, kind of like eagle position. or like you're sitting with your legs crossed. Yep. So your inner thighs are hugged together, so you're going to be crossing. And now with your right leg crossed over your left, just let your knees fall towards the left. Good. So if it feels nice here, you can take the arms out to the sides and then just engage your breath in this position. Notice at the height of your inhale some nice stretching around that outer right hip or outer right side. And we're just going to breathe here a few times. And now let's bring ourselves back to midline and change the cross of the legs. Same thing now over towards the other side. And then we can bring the knees back towards midline. Let's uncross here. Just take a little side to side knee wiggle. One more little stretch as we close out our class this morning. Let's take a figure 4 stretch lying down. So right leg over left, reach around, take hold behind your thigh, and you can lift the leg up. And then let's change the cross of the legs. So swapping to the other side. And then feel free to release. If there's any other stretches that your body is craving to do, feel free to take a moment to do those. Otherwise, if you're ready to find Shavasana, giving yourself permission to be still on your back with your knees bent or straight. I'm going to sit up because it's easier for me to talk. But I invite you just to close your eyes on your back. Bringing your awareness to your whole body, both physically and mentally, just noticing how you feel after your practice. Observing your environment and your body in your environment. For us here with the sounds of the beach and all the different birds. Again, tuning into the sounds that allow us to further our journey toward health and wellness, integrating mind and body. Something that we can take back with us for our everyday routines. And then from here, I invite you to hug your knees in towards your chest. Take a little side to side rock if that feels good on that low back. And eventually make your way to a side of choice and up towards a seated position. And we'll take a moment here just to observe our breath. quieting our body, quieting our thoughts as we're able. Just accepting what is. And then as we close out our class this morning, I invite you to take your arms towards heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me. Namaste. Thank you, guys.